So the first thing you're going to do is place the thread on the serger. You get these little spool caps, and you'll notice mine are upside down. This is critical to stitch quality. If you put it on like this and then stick it on the spool pin, have you ever noticed that sometimes the serger threads are very, very wobbly? They have to be stable on that spool pin. So if you insert them upside down to fill out the cone of thread, you're going to get a lot more stability in your stitch quality. It's amazing what a difference just that one little thing makes. I had another email about a needle falling into the hole. This could be on a regular machine or on a serger when they remove it, and how to prevent this. Well, if you want to prevent a needle from falling through the hole when you remove it, first of all, I use a tweezers, so I usually don't have this problem, but you could place either an index card or piece of paper over the hole, so if it accidentally drops down, it's not going to fall in and damage your serger in any way. You can let it fall with the thread still in place, because then you've got the thread to fish it out if indeed it falls where it shouldn't. So once you loosen those screws, like I said, I use a needle nose tweezers, so that prevents that. But for reinserting and also for removing, if your machine did not come with a brush that has a little hole on the end of it, I suggest you get one. They're like $1 at your local store. And you put that hole at the bottom and insert it right up, and that way when you unscrew the screw to remove the needle, that needle is actually inserted into that hole in the end of the brush, and it won't go anyplace except where you take it with that brush. And then once you want to reinsert it, of course, you stick in your new needle and you reinsert it. When you're doing that, make sure the flat side of the needle goes toward the back of the machine. Very important. The other thing, when Jan asked about her needles breaking, check to make sure that that needle is seated all the way up into the hole. When you have a serger set of needles, one actually will be longer slightly than the other. Don't try and make them the same length. They're not meant to be the same length. Obviously, you're going to want the pearls or the beads, whatever you're sewing on. It can also be a simple band or a ribbon or something like that. You're going to want to make sure that it's small enough to fit under the channel. You can also use this if you had a small cording. You could wrap it around a piece of fabric and do the same thing. So those beads or pearls are going to fall right along the channel on the back side of the foot. For this one, we raise the knife because we don't want to cut off any fabric. You're just going to fold the fabric over. I've folded this over about a 1/2 inch. I did not serge this edge. You certainly could do that. Very slowly, so you don't break a needle. You are going to start the needle into the fabric, place the beads down, make sure it's underneath that channel, lower the presser foot, take 1 or 2 stitches by hand to make sure that the threads are falling right over the pearls or beads and that the needle is situated right next to the bead. And this is the coolest thing when you do this, because once it's done, see how the threads just fall right in between the beads or the pearls, and they are on there securely. So now you could leave this as is, say the bottom of a cuff or a collar or something like that. Or you could do this on another piece of fabric and then sandwich this in between and actually create like a little trim of your own. I just love this. I think that's the best little trick with the serger.